They still don't understand. Even after 18 months of horror in Ukraine, many prominent politicians in the US and Europe seem unable or unwilling to grasp the existential threat that Vladimir Putin's Russia poses to everyone. They continue to assume that this war, like other conflicts, will eventually end in negotiations. But the Kremlin demands nothing less than the complete surrender of Kiev. And this will not happen. Pressure for negotiations is gaining momentum as a military breakthrough eludes Ukrainian forces. Frustration at the front is causing the war to escalate and expand geographically in an alarming way. The large number of drone strikes deep inside Russia last week has severely dramatized this concern. Fear of nuclear conflict, growing hunger in grain-scarce poor countries, and war fatigue of the people fuel negotiation speeches. Nicolas Sarkozy, a former French president who should know better, is the latest to join the ranks of mostly far-right far-left French, German and Italian politicians who want to make peace with Putin. Reiterating Russia's demands, Sarkozy said that Ukraine should accept the permanent loss of Crimea, other occupied territories, and be excluded from NATO the EU. He said Russia and France needed to restore neighborly relations. Pressure in the United States cut aid to Ukraine and force a peace deal is likely increase, regardless of whether Joe Biden is reelected next year. If he wins, Putin-fan Donald Trump could try to impose a quick deal and pull the plug on Kiev. EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell said he is planning a high-level meeting on Ukraine, possibly at the UN General Assembly later this month, after talks with 40 countries in Saudi Arabia recently. But Borrell is not among those who want to pressure Ukraine to stop the war or surrender. In a pessimistic tone, he harshly criticized the governments for failing to arm Kiev sooner and better. Hesitation can be very costly when the decision is made to help a militarily occupied country. Borrell said, if decisions on some of the weapon systems we sent were made more quickly and with more anticipation, then probably war would have taken a different path and we would have saved lives anyway. Olaf Scholz, Germany's shuffling chancellor, and others must have their ears on fire. But all this back and forth assumes Putin is willing to talk, which is a highly controversial assumption. With return of winter, amid stalemate on battlefield and upcoming elections in Europe and US, he probably thinks he has time on his side. There may also be a shift in Russian public opinion to oppose the shocking idea of defeat rather than war. The latest survey, cited by Carnegie analyst Tatiana Stanovaya, revealed that drone strikes in Ukraine may be rallying Russians behind the Kremlin. The attacks in no way increased the public's desire for peace talks or Russian withdrawal, Stanovaya wrote, in a new article called The Return of the Enemy. Brooking.